Hi everyone, and welcome to the second half of 1+1. Kristen and I got married on the 16th of June in 2004, and over the 4 months after that we ended up travelling with our work, I think, to many cities around the world. Not something I necessarily recommend in your first 4 months of marriage, but anyway, one city will always stand out for us as being an incredibly special memory, and that was 2 weeks we spent producing 2 records down in Cape Town in South Africa. And during that trip we got to enjoy the culture, we got to enjoy the beauty of the land, we got to meet some wonderful people, but most of all we got to sense the rich music, and both in the countryside and also down in the heart of the city we had experiences of rich African singing, and that at that time it inspired a little melody, almost like a mantra melody, which I wrote and recorded inspired by that music, and it went like this. It went. Just taking those slightly different harmonies that they would use, slightly more simplistic and less busy melody, and I put it away, and then last year, and we began a conversation with a friend of ours, Ed Wilmington, who was involved in the Lausanne Congress in Cape Town. And of course the Lausanne Congress in Cape Town, the Lausanne Congress has inspired many believers over the years, started by John Stott and Billy Graham, and has really given a vision for planting the Bible in churches and church leaders and church communities around the world. And they'd asked me to write a hymn which could be used by churches, and so I thought, I wonder if we could take that melody and do something with it again and tie it in. And so Stuart and I got together and talked about writing a Kyrie Eleison, a Lord have mercy. For most churches you will use it during your communion services, during confession, maybe at the end of a sermon, and most especially if you're looking at social issues, if you're looking at issues of mercy, issues of justice, issues of the community and the wider world around us, and how we manage to put feet on the words that we sing each Sunday. So we wrote this song, Lord of Mercy, or if you come from a liturgical church, you can sing Kyrie Eleison, Lord have mercy. And then in each of the verses, we began to think, what do we want to talk about? And so we chose, rather than simple sins of mistakes that we make every day, the pride of our hearts, or lusting after money, or things of this world, we decided to take the things, what we call sins of omission rather than sins of commission, and that is the things that we miss, the things that we don't see, the things that we don't do, rather than the evil that we do. And so we focus on each of those during the verses, and it keeps coming around. And I have to say, as a musician who grew up and loves singing, and still thinks back to that honeymoon period in South Africa, I would really encourage you to have your congregation sing the chorus, whether it's a classical congregation, whether it's a contemporary congregation, from whatever background it is. It's a really simple harmony to take with your singers and your praise group or whatever it is. I also encourage your congregation to sing and get involved in harmony singing. That's just a little thing that I'm excited about as well. So to hear the verse, to hear all about it, to study the words, check out the website, and we look forward to hearing your comments.